Hi everyone, it is Brian here at Red Leaf Ranch. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is a gorgeous evening here in Tennessee, and I thought it would be a wonderful time for another garden tour. So much is changing, it's all happening so fast. Autumn is already in the air, honestly, we can feel it. And as much as I want summer to last forever, I'm actually really excited for the fall season. So we've been doing what we can to prepare for it, and I want to show you everything that's going on. So let's get into it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Everything is just bursting. I love how long of a growing season we're able to have here in Tennessee, and honestly, everything is still doing so well. You know, things that we planted in the early spring have started to fade away, and in those areas is really where we're going to start preparing for the fall season. But it's so crazy to see, you know, I don't know if you guys watched the garden plan video where I laid out and designed the garden and walked you through, you know, my thought process. But it's so crazy how you can visualize something as much as you possibly can, but seeing it really play out and seeing nature run its course is so magnificent. I'm really grateful to be experiencing it. I mean, look at this. Wow, everything's just bursting and it's still going so strong. Here in the center, we have my salsa bed with a bunch of marigolds in the front. This one just kind of toppled over from the weight, but still giving nice, vibrant color. Ooh, we got a nice new bloom on this one. And the tomatoes have been incredible this year. I feel like I really got tomatoes down. I really figured out, you know, what they really love. And we've been getting a really abundant harvest, honestly, daily. Here we have this gorgeous Abe Lincoln tomato, and it's still giving us giant mega fruit. And there's still quite a few on the way. Oh, here we have a nice little cluster of them. And we also have basil in this bed, a purple basil. And I'm not sure what's been going on with the basil. It seems like it was affected by something, especially the green basil. Hi, Chloe. Hi, baby. How you doing, sweetheart? Huh? Oh, hi. My baby, I love you. I love you so much. I love you, love you, love you. But yeah, I don't know, something has been affecting the basil and I'm not really sure what it is. We have been getting some green growth on it still, so I've still been able to harvest some basil, but it looks, I don't know, disease-like or fungal-like. I'm really not sure. But still, we're getting tons of tomatoes, and that's something I'm super grateful for. We have lots of black beauties still growing, and these are so beautiful. They have a really nice acidic, juicy flavor, really delicious. Here we have some pineapple tomatoes. This one's starting to ripen. I don't know what's going on there. Doesn't seem like something crawled in. It's just a weird growth on it. Oh my gosh, there's another one. Wow, surprise. Hello. Love the pineapple tomatoes. They're not nearly as acidic as other tomatoes. A nice light sweet flavor, really delicious. The tomatillos have taken over. I really didn't know what to expect with them. It was my first year with them, but they're just crazy. Just wild, wild, wild. And they're purple tomatillos. Oh my gosh, but I haven't seen any really like ripening. A lot of them have been falling off. I need to harvest a bunch of these soon to make like a green or purple salsa. I don't know if they're gonna turn purple, but I need to do something. I need to harvest all that tomatillo. Wow. Hi, Chloe. Here we have a lot more marigolds. Oh, I'm actually really excited about this here. It's a chrysanthemum. And now I wish I planted a whole bunch around the garden because these don't bloom until autumn. So they're going to give, oh, I see some buds forming. Hey. So I'm really excited to see. I honestly forgot what color it even is. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with it. But very excited to see what it does in the garden. Ooh, here we have the pepper and okra bed, and I have been getting so many peppers on the daily. I've been trying to figure out ways of like really preserving them and making sure I can get the most out of them throughout the year. I think I'm gonna start dehydrating a lot of them some dehydrating them whole and keeping them that way, and some dehydrating them and making them into a powder. I really want to see what that would be like. But the Murasaki purples have been probably one of the most prolific givers this year. Literally so many, and I've been harvesting them daily. I mean, that just kind of triggers them to give more. But they seem really happy here, and I'm really excited to see it. Lots of beautiful nasturtiums poking through. Oh, here we have a bush of nasturtiums. I've really enjoyed companion planting, you know, really maximizing the space in a bed. And again, I've spoken on it on a few videos, but I think companion planting is really one of the best ways to deter pests in the garden without having to spray anything harsh in your environment. You know, it really doesn't just affect whatever you're spraying for. You know, those chemical-based pesticides can have devastating effects on the soil, on your ecosystem. You know, it doesn't just kill whatever pest you're going after, it kills everything. So I really urge you guys to avoid using pesticides. Companion planting is really amazing because, you know, it does two things. You know, when you plant a wide diversity of plants in the garden, as you can see, it attracts a lot of insects. And that biodiversity of insects and other wildlife like birds, you know, creates a thriving, diverse ecosystem. And with that ecosystem and with that abundance, all of these insects and wildlife are going to compete with one another. So it's going to be really difficult for pests to thrive because something will always be preying on it. You know, it's going to be part of the food chain. You know, there's a hierarchy in an ecosystem. So when you attract a lot of different insects, you put them at competition with one another. And on top of that, you know, the way insects navigate through the world is primarily through scent. They smell plants before they really see them. So if you plant a wide diversity of plants, it kind of confuses pests because they're so used to a specific scent that whatever plant they're going after gives off. So if you plant a lot of different plants, a lot of different scents are going to be given off, and it's essentially going to blind them to a specific plant because they smell all the other ones too. So who needs pesticides when you can companion plant? And nasturtium is a really great one to plant for that purpose. Marigolds, calendula, zinnias, cosmos, dill, lavender, rosemary. There's so many beautiful plants, and you just get to plant more plants. Like, everybody wins. Here we have some Buena Mulata peppers. These are much spicier, so when I dehydrate these, I know they're gonna get much, much hotter. I can just feel it. Honestly, I add one of these to a dish and it really overpowers a dish. They're kind of intense, and I'm the only one in the household that really likes spicy things, so I got a little carried away by planting 4 of these, but you know, we're gonna preserve them and see what happens. But I really like the contrast of this one. They have more of like a neon leaf and a nice bright purple color. Really fun colors, really fun colors. The okra is doing really well in the middle. I've been pretty bad about harvesting it though. You don't want to harvest it, you know, when it gets this big. You want to harvest it when it's nice and young like this one. I should probably harvest it, but I've really let this one go. Honestly, I haven't been finding myself eating that much okra, to be honest. They're just a really beautiful plant to have in the garden. I love their flowers. They have been getting ravaged by Japanese beetle though. They've been so bad this year. Tons of shishito peppers, like, oh my gosh. And these I just snack on. I love eating these just raw. They have a really nice mild sweetness and like a very super small hint of heat. Really nice to snack on. Ooh, here we got some Edgevarsky peppers finally ripening. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know what to do with this. I want to roast it. I want to dry it, make some powder out of it. There's so many things, but we have so many coming. This is crazy. This is crazy. Talk about a happy plant. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for all of you. Ooh. Over here we have the eggplant. The eggplant is bussin'. Wow, from where we saw it last time and the last tour, it has grown quite a bit and still hardly, if any, damage from flea beetle. So the high container, high elevation off the ground really seems to be the most effective with deterring flea beetle on eggplant. And look at this massive eggplant. Oh my gosh. Holy cow, I need to harvest this. This is a meal. This is gonna be a fun meal. It'll just be the eggplant. And it's just giving so many more. Oh, my eggplant is so happy. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you. Ooh. Ooh. Wait, we need to talk about this cabbage patch. Cabbage, honestly, it was fun to grow, but another plant, another thing that I find a hard time preparing in the kitchen, just because I don't really know what to make with it. I have to find recipes and figure it out, but the heat has really started to get to them, and they're starting to crisp up quite a bit. But they're super fun to grow, super fun to grow. Oh my God, look at this gorgeous cabbage. This is the Viola Chael di Verona cabbage. I harvested 2 and we've been able to eat 2 of them, but it's a lot of cabbage. It's a lot of cabbage. I think for the next year, I want to focus on maybe a CSA program where I grow produce for a select amount of individuals and their families. Because I'd hate to grow it and, you know, have it go to waste like this, but it's all part of the learning process. I think for only my 2nd year of gardening ever, we're doing a pretty wonderful job. Oh, and Dominic is still planting. It never ends. He is always gardening. This beautiful hydrangea he just got just tipped over. Ooh, oh my gosh, look at it. Wow, gorgeous blooms. I love watching him garden. He always just like props them in certain places and moves them around before he plants them. He is such a marvelous gardener. Wow. Ooh, these are all starting to burst here. I believe these are a Tennessee native plant as well. Not exactly sure what they are though. These are also a Tennessee native plant. These are rattlesnake masters. I really urge you guys to plant native plants when you can in the garden, because it helps, you know, cultivate and sustain the native wildlife that is so essential. We need to do that, you know. We need to invite the natural world into our gardens and, you know, garden for everyone, not just ourselves. Wow, this is a native Rudbeckia. And something I've noticed with the native plants, let's see if we can see it over there. They seem to attract a lot more pollinators than any of the exotic or foreign plants that we plant in the garden. Wow, look at this. So gorgeous. So gorgeous. But over here, oh my, oh wow. Look, this one attracts so many butterflies. Wow, let's see if I can get close. Gorgeous. That is a black swallowtail butterfly. Oh. So beautiful. And I don't know if you can really see, but this is just bursting and buzzing with pollinators. You can see all the bees just loving it. It is so cute. At night when the day winds down, we come over here and there's a bunch of bumblebees just like asleep on it. This is a Joe Pieweed, another Tennessee native, and it's the host of many bumblebee slumber parties. I love it. It gives a beautiful burst of this like pastel purple pink color in the garden. Gorgeous, gorgeous effect in the garden. Oh, Dominic. If y'all haven't done so, I recommend you date a gardener. Oh, hi Winston. Hi Winston. Hi baby boy. Meow. How you doing, sweetie? Look at you. Meow. Look at you. Oh, sweet boy, I love you so much. We found Winston in a bush, and we are so happy we did. We love him so much. He is part of our ecosystem as well. So is Chloe. You know, they help take care of, you know, any critters, mice, rabbits, voles. They're our little guardians. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you, my sweet. All right, let's get back into it. Wow. Now over here, we've planted native clematis over this arch here, and it has really taken hold. I love the effect it gives, especially when you walk through it. Wow. Wow. And then we have the path that leads down to the greenhouses over there. I'll have to do a nice greenhouse tour for you guys too, so you can see what we really got going on here. If you guys don't know, we moved to Tennessee to help expand my partner's nursery business, where we sell and propagate carnivorous and tropical plants. And we garden on the side. Well, I wouldn't say on the side. This is pretty deep. We love to garden. I'm really grateful for Dominic, because honestly, if it wasn't for him, I really wouldn't have awakened to my love for gardening. Oh my goodness, this bed over here has really just exploded as well. It's kind of just taken on a life of its own. I didn't expect all these plants to get so big. My goodness. Here, I'm actually gonna clean this up here. Give me one moment. I actually really love coming to this area over here, sitting here to read a book or enjoy my morning cup of coffee and just being surrounded by all the greenery. Here we have a native elderberry. You can't really see it now. This bed has honestly gotten quite wild. It's been taken over by this native morning glory, so I don't really mind it with the native elderberry. But this whole bed was just very experimental. Again, I did not know what to expect, and to see it just take hold like this is quite magnificent. Nature really is so powerful. Wow. Here we have the mulberry tree, the ever-bearing mulberry tree that I've planted, and it has really taken off, gotten much larger. I think I'm going to clear a lot of this out next year. I didn't expect these plants to get so close to the mulberry. I want to give it a little bit more room, but I really like how it's taken hold. Really nice. I cut back a bunch of comfrey as well. Added it to the compost, made a comfrey fertilizer tea. Just an amazing plant to have in the garden. If you guys don't have comfrey, would highly recommend. Here we have a hybrid milkweed that has been giving so beautifully this year, alongside some native hyssop. And the plants, the insects really love the native hyssop. I find a lot of butterflies on here as well, and our pollinators. I actually just saw the first monarch butterfly of the season around here. And I think for next year, I'm definitely going to take out the hybrid milkweed and put native milkweed here instead. I mean, all the insects really like it, but I'd rather cultivate, you know, the native wildlife with the native plants. We do have the native milkweed over here that has bloomed. It is in a little bit of a shadier area, but look at it. The monarchs really love these. Wow. But this is the first year. There were some small tubers, but I'm happy to see that they bloomed nonetheless. This bed again was super experimental. Lots been going on, and I didn't realize, you know, the vegetable garden has really taken a lot of my time, so I haven't been able to give it as much focus as I really wanted to, which is all right. Part of the learning experience. So I think next year, or even soon, honestly, Dominic wants to start planting over here as well and make it his own. By all means, babe, go for it. I got vegetables to grow. Oh my God, look at you, Winston. Winston. Meow. Okay, fine. Wow. Here we have the gorgeous runway leading into the garden. Wow. Actually, before we walk down, I want to show you guys how this pumpkin is doing. Here we have the Jarradale pumpkin, which is a blue variety of pumpkin, and it has really produced for us this year. I honestly did not expect pumpkin to get this big. Oh my God. But still so beautiful. And oh my gosh, the pumpkin's starting to mature. It's starting to fade into this nice gray color. You can see the blue hue starting to take hold. I had someone tell me about putting plates underneath, you know, your squashes or your melons or your pumpkins to help against pests or bugs from eating it, to help against it rotting, and to improve air circulation underneath. So I've been giving it a try, and the pumpkin seems to enjoy it. Here we have another one. Wow. So cool. And it's supposed to fade into like a really interesting gray blue color, like a nice dark rich color. Wow, cannot wait. Ooh. Are y'all ready? Give it to the runway. Wow, here we have another beautiful line of tomatoes. So prolific. The yellow pear tomatoes really have taken over. I just planted one plant, and y'all, if you ever plant these, only plant one, because they give so much. I don't know what to do with all these yellow pears. Starting to grow up the arch too. But they're a really tasty snacking tomato, honestly. Very, very tasty. Oh my god, what was that? I think that was an assassin bug. But really tasty, light flavored tomatoes. Oh my gosh, it's starting to climb all the way over here. Everything's getting a little tangled. Here we have some more Costaludo Florentino tomatoes. I just harvested a bunch of them, so it should start producing a lot more. Usually when you harvest, it refocuses its energy into producing more fruit, so we should see how that does soon enough. And I actually have to get in here and prune quite a bit. I don't like when a lot of the leaves are stacked on top of each other like this. That just kind of invites blight into the mix. You want nice airflow in between your leaves, because that moisture building up on the leaves like that is what makes tomatoes so susceptible to blight. And we're gonna have a rainy week here, so. Oh, we got some flowers here. Tickling them is a nice way to help them pollinate. May I? Thank you. Ooh. Pollinate, babies, pollinate. More tomatoes. Here we have some beautiful pink bumble tomatoes. These are so delicious too. A great snacking tomato. Oh my god, wait. Look at her. Get it, Chloe. Oh my god, you're so cute. I love when she just rolls around in the dirt. But amazing tomatoes. I love the pink bumbles. Definitely gonna grow these probably every year for the rest of my life. Amazing snackers. Love them so much. And over here we have the Brandywine tomato. And it hasn't produced as much as I thought it would. They're definitely a lot more slow growing compared to other tomatoes. Here we have one. Much more slow growing. But the tomatoes that it has given, I really did enjoy. But the Abe Lincoln is quite similar to it, and it produces a lot more. So I think I'd rather go with the Abe Lincoln than the Brandywine. Oh, and then we have the arch. Let me see if I can get on the other side of it here. Wow. The zucchini has really given us so much this year. It is kind of going through a slow stage right now. Just harvested a bunch of zucchini, some really big zucchini that were on there for a while. And we have some morning glories on here too that are starting to take hold. But hopefully it gives us another flush. They should keep giving and growing until the first frost here. And it's interesting to see how it's like grown over here and it's starting to like loop back around. Oh, plants. Really just make it your home. Please make yourself at home. Oh boy. Now we can like get into these sunflowers. Oh my gosh, they are so huge. And they have really started to droop over from the weight of the seeds that are developing here. I can't even reach it. But so big. I'm so pleased with the sunflowers this year. Just, oh my goodness. I really feel like they're the guardians of our garden. Excited to harvest all these seeds. I'm giving it some time. I usually wait until the plant really starts to yellow and brown off, because that's how I know at least the seeds have matured fully, and we'll have good seeds for next year. Oh boy, now we can get over here into this bed. Such an abundant bed over here. I'm really happy with the turnout of this bed. So this is where I'm practicing my Three Sisters planting method. Oh, this corn fell over. My corn. Honestly, it is time to harvest the corn. It is getting nice and big. But the corn is definitely ready. Usually when the silks brown off like this, they get nice and dry and brown. It's a good sign that the corn is ready. So I actually have to get in here and harvest. That one's just drooping over. They are ready for sure. I'm gonna have a huge corn harvest this week. But it seems to have done very well. We have lots of really full, nice, big husks and ears. Very exciting. And here we have our one baby Moon and Stars watermelon doing lovely. Getting nice and big by the day. And we found another babe right here. Get it, baby. Keep growing. Keep growing. I love you all. And then we have the Iroquois skunk pole beans growing up. And they're starting to produce some beans. How exciting. They really seem to enjoy growing up the corn. And if you guys aren't familiar with the Three Sisters planting method, it is a fascinating method that the Native Americans really founded and cultivated, where you plant squash, beans, and corn together, and the connection, the interconnectedness of their relationship helps each of them grow much more prolifically. You know, the corn sucks up a lot of nitrogen from the soil, and you plant the beans to help fix nitrogen back into the soil, and the corn gives a really great support for the pole beans to grow on. And then you plant the squash. Traditionally squash, I planted watermelon. Similar growth habit, same family. And it helps shade the soil, protect the life of the soil, and retain moisture within the soil. So, while also giving the melons a nice canopy to grow under. Really lovely. And on the outer edge, I planted a lot of companion plants as well. Specifically Cosmos by the corn. Cosmos helps repel corn earworm, which, you know, eats corn. So I planted it at the edge of the corn to help deter it. And I haven't really seen any pests on the corn at all. And Cosmos is just so pretty. I like it's like a late summer bloomer. So it's nice to have the waves of flowers coming in, and it doesn't ever feel like there's a dull moment. And Cosmos are so lovely. I think I'm gonna plant them every year. I really enjoy their growth habit. I enjoy their leaves as well. Really nice and wispy. Looks very fluffy. A fun texture to have in the garden. Alongside some marigold as well. And over here we have another flush of zinnias. These are a pastel variety of pink and yellow. Oh, I love this gorgeous color on these zinnias. Zinnias have really bestowed my heart this year. Definitely gonna plant them in the garden every year from now on. I really love them. And they come in so many different varieties and sizes and colors. Just really gorgeous. Really love them. Really love them. Ooh, before we leave over here, I want to talk about the center area as well. Whew, because y'all, it has really taken over. These beans, these cranberry beans. And I'm a little disappointed. You know, they haven't produced any flowers yet. I'm not sure why. I'm not really sure what they need to produce the flowers, but they have definitely grown a lot of green, which is fine. I mean, they'll provide a lot of sustenance for the soil once it gets cut back. It helps fix a lot of nitrogen in the soil, which is what I'm really excited about. I planted a ton of potatoes underneath, but this got so wild that I know the potatoes didn't last long. I actually have to get in there and harvest, but the weeds have kind of taken over. But that's okay. We'll see what kind of potatoes we got when we get to them. Oh, wow. Wait, I love this view of the garden. Ready? Ooh. Wow. Wow, wow. Chloe, my sweet angel, how you doing, babe? Oh, oh. Yes, baby, I know it's hot. Oh, hi, sweetie. Hi. Now, over here at the base of the sunflowers, I've also been disappointed by this area. I planted sour gherkin cucumbers here and Japanese long cucumbers, but honestly, everything that I planted here didn't really take that well, and I'm quite curious as to why. I was reading up that sunflowers actually can take up a lot of nutrients and make it difficult for things around it to grow, and that's really what I feel is happening here. My real vision here was to have, you know, the cucumbers growing here and climbing up the sunflowers, but it just didn't work out. So I think I'm gonna just have to cut this bed back and see what happens for the fall season. I might just fallow the whole bed altogether and give it a nice fresh start for the spring season. Well, we're gonna have to see. We just have to see. Over here though, we have some progress. Planted some more sweet potatoes here after our garlic, and they're really starting to take hold. I'm actually gonna get in here soon and put bamboo stakes up to help guide these long vines that sweet potatoes love to give off. Otherwise, they're just gonna get wild and probably take over the whole garden, and we do not want that. So I wanna give them a nice support to climb up, and it'll look really pretty especially when they start to flower. I think it'll look really nice. But seems very happy. Very, very happy with it, especially since I rescued these sweet potatoes from a friend who didn't have a place to plant them. Oh my gosh, and over here the loofahs, the loofah gourds have really taken over as well. Got them real full. Love the effect it has given in the garden. Although I haven't seen that many loofahs. Oh wait, there's a loofah in there. Oh, no, I don't think this one's gonna take. It's giving me yellowing vibes. Not very successful with the loofah this year, but that's fine. Fun to grow nonetheless. Oh wait, there might be a loofah right here. Hey, are you gonna grow for me? I would love to have my own homemade loofah. If not, it's okay. I understand. But the loofah and the tomatillo have just kind of blended and blurred the lines here. There is tomatillo in here. Honestly, I just need to have a massive tomatillo harvest and make salsa. We're gonna have a green salsa day, y'all, so stay tuned. I think that'll be a fun YouTube video. With the marigolds. Oh God, I love the marigolds. This is a giant African yellow variety. Oh, and I love how they smell. A lot of people are like deterred by the smell of marigolds, but I personally love how they smell. Really do. And then we have our beautiful perennial border. Here we have some more Joe Pye weed. Not as large as the one back there, but wow. So stunning. Over here, we had tatsoi at the beginning of the spring, but it died off, and I planted some green bush zucchini in its place. Have yet to see any female zucchini flowers. And then I planted beans on the side, and I just staked them up to give them support, because I thought it was a bush bean, but they're definitely not. This is definitely a pole bean. So we'll see what happens with that. Honestly, it gets to a point where I just go with the flow of everything that's happening in the garden. I don't try to be too hard on myself. I just enjoy the process and seeing what happens as everything comes along. Now over here is where we had our broccoli and a lot of leafy greens, and I just harvested a bunch of stuff over here, and we're gonna start really preparing this bed for the fall season. Probably remove the straw mulch that's on top, and then add a really nice layer of compost and get it ready to plant for the fall. Immediately what comes to mind are carrots, onions, beets. I'm probably gonna try cauliflower and broccoli again, because they do grow well in the cooler temperatures here. And cabbage worm isn't active, or the cabbage butterfly, the white butterfly that lays the cabbage worm, isn't active in the fall. So I think it'd be fun to try that again. Along with this bed as well, and this bed as well once this is really harvested through. We have tons of carrots here with some green chard. Our carrots have gone to flower, so I'm very excited to collect seeds. Really pretty flowers. They are in the same family as Queen Anne's lace, which literally blanket the fields here in Tennessee. So it's really nice to see a close cousin. And over here is where we had a bunch of our kales as well, but they all got so ravaged by cabbage worm this year that I just cut them all back. And I'm gonna replenish this bed with some more compost and see what I can do for the fall season. I think it'd be fun to have like lines of carrots here. I'm not trying to overwhelm myself in the fall. The fall is really when I start to slow down and really process everything that I've learned through the growing season and start formulating game plans for the next year. Wow, these sunflowers, y'all. So stunning. So stunning. Wow. Wow. Let's make our way to the front of the garden. Hey, baby girl. Wow, what a delight. I can just sit here and listen to the sounds all day. Gorgeous. Alrighty, everyone. I think I'm gonna leave you all here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope this inspired you, informed you, educated you, motivated you, or just brought you some peace. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you want to support the work we're doing here at the ranch, please go to redleafranch.com. There is a plethora of resources and ways in which you can help us by donating, shopping at the gift shop, or just sharing our content. Everything and anything is greatly appreciated. Thank you all so much. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Take care, everyone.